Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
Microsoft has just launched a new program that should look fairly familiar if you're a PC gamer, because they're now allowing users to directly return and refund digital games that they don't like.
That's right. Self-service refunds are making their way to Xbox and Windows 10, and it's just the latest in Microsoft's ongoing attempts to make the console experience more like PC. It also gives users more reason to go digital, something that Microsoft has been trying to make happen since the start of this generation, and kind of bit them in the ass a little early on.
Yeah, a little bit. You know what I'm still waiting for? I hope they don't go to PC, because the second we have to start updating drivers, out. Well, the early attempts were maybe a little bit overzealous, and hopefully we never get to the point of drivers, but this new refund program hit the web yesterday, courtesy of the Xbox subreddit, where one user revealed the announcement of digital refunds straight from the Insider dashboard, where it's currently in alpha testing.
The announcement reads, "You've spoken, we've listened. In support of offering gamers the freedom of choice, we're making changes to the Microsoft Store purchase experience by offering customers a simple way to instantly return digital products like games and apps."
Yeah, you can now refund a game directly without the need of involving customer service, straight from the Microsoft Store, as long as you've owned it less than 2 weeks and you've played it less than 2 hours. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Yeah, judging by the screenshot posted, just a matter of going to your purchases and selecting that you want to refund the game. So they make it quite easy.
There are some other restrictions too, of course, besides the time limit. The self-service refunds don't work for DLC, season passes, or add-ons. Plus, you have to wait at least a day and have to have at least launched the game at some point.
Right. At this point, Steam users kind of ask themselves, wait, what? How is this a big deal? We already have this. It is, actually, for console games in particular, because up until now, the process of getting a refund for a digital game on console, not exactly a cakewalk.
PlayStation's refund policy, for instance, says that you can refund a digital game within 2 weeks of purchase, with the tiniest of caveats that you haven't started downloading the game yet.
Not even downloading.
You can't have a kilobyte of it at all.
Nope.
So you need to know if you hate it before you've finished your transaction, apparently, because doesn't it like just automatically go unless you tell it to stop?
Yeah, that's definitely how it works when a game disappoints you. In fact, that policy ended up causing so many gripes among PS4 owners that the news of Microsoft's new refund program was the #1 post on the PS4 subreddit last night, with almost 48,000 upvotes. In that thread, users are organizing to petition PlayStation for a similar policy for their console of choice, because in the end, that's good for consumers.
Yep. Steam's return policy, meanwhile, is almost exactly the same as what Microsoft just outlined, although Valve also allows for refunds on DLC, add-ons, and in-game items as well.
Now, considering Microsoft's PC gaming ambitions, this is definitely a shift for their platform overall to function a little bit more like Steam, and they've been making a couple similar moves over the last year or so in that regard too. For starters, they also launched an early access type program known as Xbox Game Preview, which brought Ark Survival Evolved to participants. Later, they'll also get the first swipe at Conan Exiles, minus the dick sliders, tragically.
They also announced a virtual currency program for Minecraft this week. There will now be a storefront within the Windows 10 version of the game where approved creators can sell their digital goods for actual money via the purchase of Minecraft coins. And it's got a lot of similarities to how Valve started handling the workshop program from games like Dota 2, Team Fortress, and CSGO.
Yeah, so then the Microsoft store takes a cut, the creator takes a cut, and everyone theoretically makes money.
Yep.
Add all that to their Play Anywhere initiative and Scorpio's attempts to slow down or move away from console generations altogether, and Xbox is making an awful lot of PC gaming type moves. We're not saying that the Xbox is a PC, because then all the PC people go, no, it's not nearly powerful enough. No, they're trying to make the ecosystem
Did they talk
function.
one word at a time back and forth from each other? That's what you did.
Like this.
No.
No. I don't think you understand. No, but they are trying to make the ecosystem a little bit more PC-like and offer, more features, more options.
So better.
Better.
While offering no hassle digital refunds might seem like a no-brainer, it's another calculated move by the company to give digital purchasers another reason to go digital instead of retail, something that Microsoft envisioned for the Xbox One and this generation in the first place.
Yeah, we all remember how when the Xbox One was first announced, Microsoft laid out a set of plans that would make digital games the central focus of the system. They were going to allow for disc-based games to be downloaded so they could be played without the disc and then shared between family and friends. They were talking about things like being able to resell your digital games, all that stuff.
Some of it sounded good on the surface, but also included some pesky DRM features that would stop gamers from being able to trade in their games.
Without publisher approval. Yeah, that was like a tiny little catch.
And that upset both retailers and gamers. None of it went over well at all, especially once Microsoft detailed the features even more. It eventually came out that publishers would be able to decide whether or not your physical games could be resold or traded.
Yeah, that did not go over.
Nope.
That basically killed the Xbox One before it started.
It was bad news.
It's been an uphill battle since then. Actually, admirable how far it's recovered, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Adding self-service refunds to Xbox, just another way to incentivize a digital purchase over a physical one without making retailers too upset, because it's a perfectly reasonable thing, right? Now, gamers can have a little bit more confidence that if they don't like a game, or if it's totally broken when they downloaded it, they didn't just throw $60 down into an Xbox-shaped hole. Before, they'd just buy the physical version of it, and if it was broken, great, take it back to the store, trade it in.
Yeah. I totally got rid of Batman. What was the last Batman game that came out?
Say Arkham Knight?
Oh, yeah, I got rid of that immediately on PC because I downloaded it, didn't work, and refunded that thing faster than anything ever.
I had that problem with Dishonored too. It wasn't fixed on PC when I got it, and so it displayed 1/4 of the game in my monitor.
That's all you need, really.
Just the top left.
Yeah, and Microsoft's they've been experimenting with a variety of ways to do this over the years. At one point, they were even talking about allowing digital trade-ins of old games for money. That came about through a marketing survey sent out last year, asking if the console digital games store for the console you owned offered customers the option to sell back their digital games to the store for 10% of the purchase price in store credit. Would you be interested in such an offer?
10%, guys! You can get $6 back on your $60 purchase. All right.
Go to Starbucks with that money.
Some GameStop numbers.
Yeah, so yeah, it wasn't exactly a big step and nothing came out of it yet, but the intention has been there all along to give gamers more reasons to fully transition to digital.
All we need now is for everyone to have a super duper fast internet and no data caps so that all these daily 7 gig downloads are no problem.
Yeah.
It does go a little bit tiny bit towards de-incentivizing developers from releasing buggy or non-finished games, which is a good thing. Although in that regard, it could be argued 2 hours is not necessarily enough time at all to determine if you've been No Man's Skied or not.
It was long enough to tell if I've been Batman, and I got rid of that immediately. Which brings up another issue: how much time is needed to fully evaluate whether or not you should be able to get a refund for your video game regret.
Yeah, and this is a debate that's been happening. It happened when Steam introduced refunds as well. In the past, there have been opinions from a bunch of sides. Some say the time limit should be longer than 2 hours, although that puts an unfair burden on shorter games that are smaller, self-contained stories, which could be played in full if the time limits increase too much. You know, that's one side of it.
Yeah, others insist that gamers should be able to play a percentage of the released game, say 10 to 20%, before making their final purchasing decision, but it's hard to see publishers and developers okaying a system like that. In the past, there's been research showing that demos actually tend to hurt sales by as much as 50%.
Because then you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, and you're not dumb enough to just buy the game. So there'll be some pushback for allowing gamers to play 10 to 20% of a game.
It's a debate that's raged on for a long time. Other people also say if that's a thing, then the first 10 to 20% of the game will receive all the polish. And you know, the people will...
Goodbye, end bosses.
People will absolutely game the system, and they're not wrong. That would incentivize that sort of behavior. It's a debate that's raged on for a long time. One that we're not going to be able to solve here in a several-minute YouTube video. But props to Microsoft for making some inroads into this issue for consoles. A solid start is refunds at all for digital games.
The self-service refund is still a part of testing for Xbox insiders, but we can hopefully expect it to get a full rollout sometime in the near future.
What do you guys think of Microsoft finally allowing for easy digital refunds? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on the impending digital future, Eddy, remember to like this video and subscribe to The Know. Dick Slider is my favorite item on the menu at Hooters. They also announced whether or not we're going to keep that joke into this read. It's the start of this generation, and kind of a bit of them in kind of, yep. Bye.